Hey guys, I'm back with another Makeup 101 video for you guys. And in the first one, we talked about your basic face brushes. In this one, we're gonna talk about your basic eye brushes. These brushes that I'm talking about in the basic series are, I think, the bare minimum that you should have in your collection to achieve like a really nice sort of everyday look. And I'm going to be doing some advanced face brushes and advanced eye brushes in the next couple of weeks as well for you guys, so we can get a little bit more technical for those of you that have a stronger grasp on your makeup application. But these ones that I'm going to be talking about today are your bare minimum when it comes to your eye brushes. And like I mentioned in the last video, what I would suggest is to start off with professional brushes and just start collecting them one by one. So the first brush that I'm gonna talk about, and this might not seem like it's basic to a lot of you guys, but it is a fundamental for me, and that is when you are using your eyeshadow primer. Because anytime you do your eyeshadow, you definitely want to be doing a primer underneath. I mean, I know that it sounds like an extra step and that they're trying to sell you a little bit more than you really need, but eyeshadow primer is so crucial because, for one thing, it prevents your eyeshadow from falling into the crease of your eye, and then it also holds your eyeshadow and grips it for the day, so it lasts a lot longer than if you were to not use it. And it allows your eyeshadow color to show up a lot stronger and more truer. So definitely use an eyeshadow primer. And the brush that I'm going to talk about is the one that we talked about in our face brush series, which was the concealer brush. If you were just going to buy one of these brushes, what I would do is just try to remember that one side is going to be for your concealer and the other side is going to be for your eyeshadow primer. And you can kind of tell the difference in terms of like what product is on which side. Or you can always just clean it off with like a paper towel and then just go and pick up the next product. And the reason why I'm recommending this one is because eyeshadow primers tend to be cream products, and you want to make sure that you're using a synthetic brush. So basically in the last video, I had talked about the difference between natural hair brushes and synthetic hair brushes. Basically, it comes down to this. When you are using powder products, you want to make sure that you're using natural hair brushes. When you're using cream or liquid products, you want to use synthetic hair brushes. And the reason being is that synthetic hair is not porous, it does not absorb the product, whereas powder brushes can. And powder brushes will blend a powder product onto your skin a lot better than a synthetic hair brush will, because a synthetic hair brush does not hold the powder, it will just hold it onto the top, so when you put it on, it doesn't blend really nicely. And I will definitely link all of the brushes that I'm using in this video in the description box below, but like I mentioned in the other video, you don't have to go and buy these ones. This is just like an example for you guys, so you guys can kind of get an idea of what to look for. So the next fundamental brush that I'm going to talk about today is your flat, dense eyeshadow brush. This one right here is the MAC, I believe it's the 239. Basically the way that it is shaped is flat and it is dense, like I mentioned before, and it is small enough to fit onto your eyelid. So basically the way you use this brush is you're going to pick up the product and you're going to pat it onto your eyelid. I would not sweep it on, because when you sweep your product on, you're basically kicking up the powder everywhere and it's kind of going into the air and onto the rest of your skin. So you want to pick up the product and you want to pat it onto your eyelid. And then this is really good for also the inner eye corner and under the eyebrow as well. If you are just starting off with your basic brushes, this will do kind of all of it. Now what that brush doesn't do, and why you need this next brush, is it doesn't do your crease work for you. This guy right over here, okay, and this is one that I'm definitely going to recommend because I love this crease brush. This is the 217 from MAC. It is basically what you're looking for when you're looking for a crease brush, is something that is dome shaped. So you want the bristles in the middle of the brush to be longer than the ones around the edges. And what that does is you pick the product up with the tip of the brush, and when you're going into the crease, all the bristles that surround the tip are going to do all of the blending work for you. And I like this one because it's more of a rectangular shape, so you can really get into the crease and do some great work, and it stays nice and focused and centralized for you. Guys, this brush is magic. Even if you're a novice and you don't know how to do your makeup, this brush is going to make a world of difference in your makeup application. And that's one reason why I wanted to start this series, especially to kick it off with brushes, is because you're only as good as the tools that you're going to use. So if you're trying to do this work and it's just not turning out right, It's definitely, you want to upgrade your tools and you want to use the proper things that are going to make your life so much easier and to make your work a lot more professional looking. Pick up the brush and you go right into the crease, and then whatever is left on your brush, you're not going to go in and dip it again. You're just going to carry it up towards your eyebrows, and it's just going to blend everything beautifully for you. The next brush we're going to talk about is your angled eyeliner brush. So for those of you that like to use powders or creams or gels or liquids, an angled eyeliner brush will save your life when it comes to doing your eyeliner, because it just makes it a lot easier to apply the product. And then I like the angled eyeliner brush for doing a little cat eye as well. Because it's angled, it makes your work so much easier when applying the product. This one right here is the 263 from MAC. So the way that you want to use this brush is you want to think about the shape of your eye and then the angle of the brush and how you're going to place it. So basically your eye is rounded. So the inner and outer corner are further in, and then the middle of the eye is further out in a nice rounded shape. Now the angle of this brush is going to change depending on where you place it on your eye. So if you think about the slope of your eye and then you think about the angle of their eye, you're going to start with the inner corner with the pointier end out, and then when you get to the middle of the eye, you're going to flip it around and you're going to finish it off that way. And that's basically going to hug your eye for you, and it's going to make it a lot easier to use this brush. If you've ever tried to use a flat eyeshadow brush, you'll know that you'll have to manipulate your hand and move it in different directions to get all the corners nice and hugged properly and tightly. But if you were to use an angled eyeliner brush and think about the way you're placing your brush, you're going to be able to do your work a lot easier. That's why I'm a big fan of angled eyeliner brushes. And then, like I mentioned, it's also super easy to create that cat eye at the outer corner. And your last and final basic eye brush is going to be your eyebrow brush. This is my absolute favorite brush. This is the number 12 from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And guys, I really like it because it is the perfect size for creating a really nice eyebrow shape. And then it has the spoolie end over here on the other side, which is going to blend your product a lot better into your eyebrows and make your eyebrows look a little bit more natural and more professionally finished. So the way I like to use my eyebrow brush, and if you guys want to see a full eyebrow tutorial, I will link that for you guys. I have that video up on my channel. Basically, what I like to do is I like to draw the line underneath, and then I like to draw the line up top, and then I like to sort of flick the product on into my brows, and then I'll use a spoolie side at the inner corner of my brows to kind of give that more of a gradient look, so it looks a little bit more soft and natural and not so boxy, and that just gives you a really great result. So guys, those are my basic eye brushes. I hope this video helped you guys. Like I mentioned before, if you have any requests for future videos, let me know in the comments below. And if you have any questions at all about what I've been going over, just let me know in the comments below, and I will have those advanced brush videos out for you soon. Take care.